EJ's podcast. Let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. EJ's podcast. We're in the building today, and I know I've been haywire for a while, but it's an exciting day for me to come back. I have a lot of explanation to do to our listeners. There's been a lot of emails, a lot of messages asking where are the episodes. But life is life. We got things to do. We got family to handle, work, and all of those things. But guess what, baby? We are back. Back. Easiest podcast, we're back. And I can't promise, but yeah, maybe this time we're not going to go missing again. Got a lot of ideas and, conversations that we'll be having during this, coming months. We'll be talking to people who are actually breaking grounds and doing some great things in the city, especially in our city here in Oulu. And that's why I'm very excited about today. With my very first guests, my friends, my co-workers that we've actually been in this thing together, and I brought them today so that they can, shed some light on some of the great things that they've been doing. A lot of great things actually, because I've been a part of it for a couple of years, and I know that some of the work are not highlighted enough. Of course, that's because everyone here is just laid back about certain things, but I think it's important that we highlight things like this, people who are actually making changes in our society. So that being said, I want to introduce to you our people from Ilkoris Oulu. To my left is Aksu. Please introduce yourself properly to the people so they know who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm Aksu. Well, Akseli Hinkala is my full name.
Yes.
And I'm youth and sport. Professional.
Professional, yes.
And I've been doing most of my working career with youth and young adults.
Right.
And the aspect is most often for me to try to do things with them through sports.
Right.
So that's a great tool to interact with people in general.
Yeah.
And I've been working with the YMCA Oulu for about 5 years now.
Right.
2020 when we started the whole Yökoris in Oulu.
Yes. Right. As Aksu mentioned, a social work through sports, and that's actually what Yökoris is all about. But we cannot continue without introducing my man on the right, Rafael himself, as we call him, but I'd like, allow him to introduce himself, who's also a very intricate part of this project. Yes.
Hi, my name is Rafael Edereo, and
hold on, Edereo, the legend. I know a lot of people don't know. Edereo used to be an ex-football player who was actually one of the greatest Nigerian talents to ever play in Finland. I had to put that. I know he wouldn't say that, but yeah, go on.
Thank you very much. So, and I'm very happy working with YMCA and Yökoris Oulu. I've been working as well, and from the day my boss Aksu picked me and chose me to work for this company, it has been a great opportunity for me to participate in the community and to build the dream that he wishes, and he hopes that through social aspect in the community, it helps to bring everyone together. So I'm really excited to be there.
Right, great to hear from you. Closer to my graph.
Yes.
Great to hear from you. Now, of course, when this whole thing started from the beginning, I was also, asked to come on board. Aksu, did, pick me also to be, part of the project. And we've been, doing this for a couple of years now, 5 years to be exact. Now, while introducing yourself, Aksu, you did mention that social things through sports. So my first question will be to you guys, even though I know how important it is, to socialize people through sports. My first question would be to you, why do you think, socializing people through sports is important? And has this been proven to be maybe the best way to go about socializing people, from your experience even before you moved here and, the past couple of years, how important do you think it is, to actually bring people together through sport, and how effective has it been, so far in your own opinion?
Well, I think in general, if you talk about social aspect of sports, is that it's a easy way to bring people together
Right.
who doesn't necessarily have a similar background. You
Yes.
might not be able to speak the same language,
True.
or if you move to Oulu, you are a stranger here and you don't know anybody.
Right.
But you like to play, example, football, basketball,
Right.
whatever the sport is.
Right.
You have something that is familiar to you. So now if you can find a place where you can do that thing that you are already familiar with, you are not sort of a total stranger
Right.
to the group, because there is something that you know already.
Yes.
Instead of, let's say you go to some really, really new surroundings and
Right.
you don't even know what they are doing there.
That's true.
So if you have something common like that certain sport, it's so much more easier
Yeah.
to start with. And then, well, of course, for us, if you come to our activities,
Right.
you get the benefits of sports, like the movement and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Everybody knows that in movement there is a lot of health benefits.
Yes.
But our aspect is that social aspect.
Right.
You belong to the group. You have a team around you. We do mostly like sports that you can do together with people.
Right. Right.
So
Team sports.
so it's all about the feeling part of the community and feel that you are part of the group.
Right.
So for us, I think the togetherness part is the most important, and that's what makes the difference between many other things.
Great. So togetherness, which is, the intricate thing that you mentioned. Also, you did mention that, even though sport is something that, majority of people have knowledge about, that's actually an easy way, or the easiest way to, kind of start socializing with people. Now, to you, Raf, being somebody who actually moved here, many years ago, probably at the time you came, because at the time I came, it was difficult to find any social activities, meet people. How important is, a project like Yokoris, Yokoris to people who have moved here, from your own personal experience, having experienced, personally, I did experience loneliness when I moved here. I experienced, lack of social activities and stuff like that. So transitioning now to see what Yokoris is doing, and that's why it's important to bring, you guys here to actually highlight how many people we got, coming through the project itself, how many people are being affected positively by the project. So, coming from where you come from and some of the experience that you had before projects like this, how important is it, do you think it is, for immigrants when they move here to be able to actually participate in social activities, through sports?
First, I will say that this is a very great project, and I will always be glad that I was still alive to see this coming to assistance in Oulu.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've been here long enough, and I can tell the first thing when we came here years back is that to find a place to socialize, you have to think of the bar.
Very true.
So you have to go to the bar, but you should know that in Yokoris, we don't only attract the youth with sports.
Right.
We also have music. So the first thing I always tell people is that, have you ever found anywhere you can do sport and music at the same time?
Best of both worlds.
So
Best of both
imagine
worlds.
that.
Yes.
So in Yokoris now, we have the music as well going on. So
Right.
when you come to a community where you want to meet someone first you have to decide like which background are you from, and then you're thinking like, oh yeah, you don't need to go to the bar, you just come
Right.
to Yokoris.
Right.
We have the music going on, and you can just chill out, listen to the music,
Right.
or you can start playing and participating if you want. But
Right.
of course, we have a great staff and a great community and a great colleagues.
Right.
So it's always a place you're always welcome.
Nice. So
it's a good
it's
idea.
it's a welcoming place. I mean, I can speak from experience as well that it's a place that welcomes people, which actually makes it easier now for people who are actually moving, maybe moved to Finland newly or moved to Oulu newly, that there's a community that is on ground already, for them to actually socialize and also participate in sporting activity. But I know things like this, there's always challenges. You know, there are always challenges here and there. What's one of the most significant challenge that you think Yokoris as a whole has faced, you know, over the years, or maybe recently, or maybe previously, before we got to a place now where we are stable? I kind of feel like things are maybe even autopilot at this time. We're well known around the city. We've got a great number of participants and, you know, great reviews, I will think. But what are some or one of the significant thing that you think, you know, that has been maybe some kind of disadvantage or setback that we've faced over the years? Axel?
This is, in a way, this is a bit pretty difficult question, but well, I think it's not a setback,
right?
But of course we are funded organization,
right.
and we get funding for this, and at the moment in general in society the problem is that it's really difficult to find funding for different kind of activities. So we have to be able to sort of prove ourselves every year, year after year. We have to prove that we get results.
We deserve the funding.
And we deserve the funding. So that's always a bit that we cannot just go around and just have fun and, you know,
right.
do what we want. We have to sort of follow the plans and be able to find those benefits that people get from our activities. We can sort of prove that we deserve the money. So that's maybe not
setback,
but it's not a setback, but it's
one of the challenges that we face.
That we are able to do it every year. But maybe, and I think we don't have that many setbacks. We've been doing pretty well, but also one aspect in Yokoris we have this idea of bringing people together.
Right.
But we want to mix the groups always. When you join our activity, it doesn't matter what the sport is it football or is it basketball?
Who you are, where you're from.
We want to be a place where you can really meet new people. So let's say if you feel loneliness, you don't have any friends here.
Right.
We want to be the place where you can do that. So now the challenge is that, you know, some people come together with their friends and they want to play with their, you know, friends.
Right.
But we are always mixing the groups because we want to make it possible for everyone to find those new people.
Yes, which is the whole essence of the whole thing.
And sometimes, you know, people are complaining that, but we want to play with our
own friends. Yeah.
But that's not what we do. True. We are the place where you come and you enjoy the activities and then you meet new people. Right. So and of course, if you bring many different cultures together, there is always possibilities that there will be some problems. Yes. But I think that we've been able to solve those problems quite easily. And I think this thing that we mix the groups is the thing why it works.
Right.
So we don't have that many
issues like that.
I think in addition to that as well, it's like, you know, we have because. What I want to say is that, you know, getting the people in Oulu, it's not that much easy when you come to other city because, you know, Oulu is more like a kind of
more reserved.
I would say it's a family-oriented environment where for you to break into that kind of family, you also yourself have to be a family type of person. So it's not just easy to get the people, but it works. It works for us.
Right.
And we're able to get those guys, and we it's going like a community, and we're growing bigger. Like you said, actually, like that. We get it working. So
I mean, it's good that you highlighted that, and of course, I am privy to some of this information, but I still need to ask. You know, when we talk about, you know, funding being something that is not necessarily a setback, but you did say that every year we have to prove ourselves that we're worthy, you know, that the project is worthy of getting renewed. What is the place of the city itself when it comes to things like this? Because having been a part of this, one of the frustration that I have personally with this is that sometimes you expect a little more from the city, and sometimes you might not get it. You might get it. It might be slow. Is there something that you think the city could do better when it comes to projects like this, who are actually making great impact, in the society, in the community. That okay, this will be the kind of support that we could get that will actually make things easier for us as a project.
Well, I think this is above us in a way. This is a thing that would have to go through politicians, because I understand big organizations like the cities, they have to be sort of they have to have the same rules for everyone. So even though we are making a good impact in the city and how do you say? It's beneficial for the city that we exist,
right?
And what we do with the people who come to our activities. But the sort of the city would have to sort of look through their own, different kind of applications, project funding, stuff like that. That they would have a tool that they can sort of support professional youth work,
right?
Because at the moment that's not something they really have, and it's not up to one or two person. It's a political decision, and it's not something that one person can change. So it's more about maybe long-term discussions that it might change that aspect. Maybe in the future. But of course, at the moment, all the government's funds are... It's a bit difficult. So they are cutting funds from everywhere.
Yes,
so
that's true.
At the moment, they are cutting funds from this kind of projects all over Finland.
Right.
But also they are cutting funds from cities, even, schools, everything. It's a lot above us. We are not the ones. But of course, those small things that when we do our job as well as we can, it shows them that it's beneficial to support organizations, and different kind of associations that they can really make an impact in the people. So this is something that we should do. So maybe we are able, let's say in 5 to 10 years, hopefully we can make a change.
Yes, true. Well, that you really worded well, because if you look, it's not something that can be changed, or we got to look at long term. But also, to Ralph now, over the years, we've had a couple of partnerships with other smaller organizations. And sometimes I've seen or I've witnessed that we use our own influence, because maybe we're bigger than certain people. We're able to bring more people together. We've done partnerships with smaller organizations just to kind of, boost the whole situation. How important is it, to partner with other organizations, regardless of what they do? We socialize people through sports. Maybe some people might be through art, through other things. How important are these partnerships, and are they important? And do we need to have those kind of partnerships?
I think that with the current situation or the current trend around the world right now, and also in Finland, with cutting of funds and the rest, I think it's very important for both sides to partner a lot, because then the facility can be well shared and well managed.
True.
And I think that the people will not even get confused or misunderstood. Which place should I go, or which organization should I stand with? As long as we all have the same goal and we want to achieve the same thing. So I think the partnership is really helpful for the people. And as I said, when you create a service for the people, the most important thing is who are you doing it for? How important is it to them? Because at the moment right now, I can give a couple of examples where people are already waiting in every other activities. So we are not the one even waiting for them that please come, but they are waiting. So I can just mention from badminton to volleyball to football to basketball. They are at the door waiting. So it tells that not that we want them only, but they need our services.
Yes. Right. Very, very good point. I like, because it seems that every answer that you guys are giving, it's kind of leading to the next conversation. Now I want us to go to bridging the gaps. Bridging the gaps. One of the challenges that we have in the city of Oulu is those very young adults. A lot of them are, we need to figure out a way to actually get them involved, whether it's our activities, social, sports activity, but something. Now, actually having been in this field for a long time, what do you think we need to do different with whether our project or the project that will actually bridge that gap. In our activities, we have, people who are maybe from 20 above, a lot heavily involved, even some older. But there's that margin between, those very younger ones who are just having, enjoying the freedom now. Most of them hanging out in the city and stuff like that. How do we bridge that gap, that we get them involved in things like this?
Well, I think that we have a lot of work with this kind of structural problems that we should be able to solve. Like, let's say if we want to get certain people into our activities, we need to know what they need. And who is the expert for that? Well, that they are. So how do we are able to support them, to offer them, first jobs or get them internships or things like this, that we are really able to understand their situation and support. Let's say if you are, 18-year-old, you know what's going on with your friends and this, your group.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on with them.
That's true.
But I think with Yökoris, especially for summertime, we have been able to offer working opportunities for plenty of people from different backgrounds, different age groups. So that's the way to be there where they are. Sort of understand their situation a bit better. And also it's maybe for them it's more approachable when you join the activity and there is people who are sort of closer to you and your situation. And that's the whole mentality of Yökoris, that we want to be able to have people from various backgrounds, age groups, gender, all that we take it to consideration. So now when you join our activity, there is somebody there who is...
That relates to you in a way. Yes.
And then, our job as professionals... we sort of help them. We support them that they can do their job as well as possible. And of course, we can help them with if they have some, difficulties in life, if they have to apply jobs or these kind of things. There we can give our support. But that sort of that you have somebody there who is
that can relate. That can relate to you. Oh, that's very true. Because I mean, you didn't highlight it enough, but it's important to highlight that. Every summer, you employ a lot of, young adults for the summer job, which actually also is a very, it's one of the best ways to actually get in touch with them and know, what they got going on. Now, to you, Raf, now looking at, the foreign background of people, what is one way that you think we could get more people involved in things like this? Because nowadays, if you look very well, you see that there's a lot of newcomers in the city who are just coming, who are yet to find their grounds. And of course, over the past maybe few months, we've been getting new people coming to join, asking, sending messages on Instagram and our social media. But in your opinion, what's the easiest way to kind of get it going, that when people move here newly, who are immigrants or who have just moved here to study, whatever the case may be, that we're able to get them like right then, that they're able to find a community immediately?
Well, so far so well. We have been to various some camps or some. We've been to some marketing.
Marketing areas
and organization where they invited us to come and showcase what we do and then what is Yökoris and what do we do. So in that place, we've met a lot of people. So making a lot of advertisements as well. We've been going, talking to people as well. We've been doing those things, So this way we try to get new people, and we still got more invitees to schools where they want us to go there and talk to them and to be able to tell them like, okay, what we do. So it has been very helpful, and we see a lot of people.
That's good. Now, on a lighter note, because I can see Axel sweating and he needs water. On a lighter note, how much fun has it been to work with this guy? I'm gonna tell you guys a story. When we started, Axel didn't know about the time difference. That when we say 5 o'clock is the meeting time.
Oh, you want to
So
go there?
Oxy's always there 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the time. And then here we come walking in the Nigerian latecomers. And we're like there 20, 30 minutes later. The guy is just sitting there shaking his head. And we had to explain, the difference between the African time. How was it? How easy was it for you to adjust to that timing thing when we first started working together? Of course, now we're better. We don't come that late anymore. But in the beginning, I can remember that we were always like 20, 30 minutes late.
Well, I think this is still a work in progress.
Rafael, you agree with that?
But I think that in general, like one aspect of Yökoris is to sort of help youth and young adults also to integrate to the society if they are strangers or coming from somewhere else,
different
here.
culture.
So now, in a way, the understanding of different cultures that let's say the time we have different time. That's a fact.
It is a fact.
But we're close to the Italians. No?
But I think that let's say if you are following your African time and then you come here, when you start coming to meetings 10 minutes early, you can say that I have integrated properly.
Yes. Finally, it only took a couple of years. Yeah. Yes,
but I think this is something that but this is also really important that sort of we can talk about this kind of things because like let's say you go to a working place that is purely Finnish organization, and you come there late, it might be that you get resigned.
Yeah, you get sacked.
For that, even though you are doing your job as well as possible.
Yes.
So this is sort of really important that people can learn about these things, and I think that the approach is easier if now, like let's say, Raf goes and says to somebody, who comes from maybe same country, that he's okay. Now when you go to a job,
you got to be on time. Be on time. Actually, he does that.
So
yeah, he does that.
So then this is you have somebody to relate on, because if I go there and I say that hey, you have to be on time,
they might not understand it. That's true.
But this is something that we use also with our staff. We hire a lot of youth who come from foreign backgrounds.
Yes, true.
And with them, I teach them. Okay, I give you one warning.
The importance.
Once you can be late. After that, it's not tolerated anymore. I will have a discussion with you. So then we teach them.
Yes.
So you have to be able to sort of understand these cultural differences if you want to really, break the boundaries. In a way. Because otherwise, if you don't tolerate anything, it's not going to work.
This is funny because this is very true. And actually, personally, this is one thing I learned, working with Yoko, is that I had to really figure out a way to actually adjust with the time, because I was really bad with the timing. Then Ralph, not so much, I think, but I was really bad with the timing thing. So it's actually another way. Funny enough, it took me to work with Yoko is to integrate well in that aspect, timing, being punctual, and kind of diligent too, in a way. Because you had to deal with people, so you had to be, very diligent. But now to you, Raf, that's something that was not so culture shock, but somewhat of a shock for Aksu. What was one of the cultural shocks that you experienced, having lived in Finland? One of your, the biggest cultural shock that you experienced living here? Can you remember anyone?
Damn.
Food can be it, because you like food a lot, and I know
the food is one of them. But the thing is that I just learned that the people in Finland are amazing people. Looking from outside, you might be thinking different, or you might be having different opinion. But I think it's really basic things of life. You have to get to know someone for someone to be your friend.
True.
So for you to really make a friend, you have to really know the person.
Know them, yeah.
So I think that the cultural shock for me, that's a lot. That's really a lot. But I will use, for example, the bus, the train. So they're always on time.
Yeah, back to the timing thing.
So this is the part where I will never understand. They cannot even wait for 5 minutes
To be cured, but
never. Because in my own country, you know, you want to go by taxi you want to go by anything,
you tell them
from a distance.
Tell them tell him to wait.
They will wait for you.
Right,
but in Finland,
right.
never. Even the man will say, no, you check your time.
Because everything works with time.
Yeah, everything works with timing.
Right.
Here, you know. So
one of the cultural shocks that I experience here is the fact that we got a queue. Even when there is nobody there, you still gotta be on the queue. That was something that I never experienced before coming here. You know, so being here and then going to like a bank or a shop, and then it's like you're the only one there, but you still have to stand until they call you. That was very shocking for me. But
true.
As you said, you got to know people to be able to be friends with them.
Yeah.
And I believe we chose to live here because there are special things that we love about the country. I was just talking to Femi earlier that, you know, it's one of the countries, most peaceful countries that I've been. And I think that's actually one of the reasons I decided to, you know, settle down here permanently. But, you know, back to Yokoris again, before we start rounding up our conversation, what do you see for the future of Yokoris in the next couple of years? What's your personal, you know, expectation or ambition for the project itself, Aksu?
Well, I hope that I will see our older participants taking more responsibilities of how those events and activities are running.
Right.
So sort of because I think that's the way when you are really a community that people will start working together.
Sure.
And they want to help you because it's important to them to get it running.
Right.
Instead of that, okay, if I'm working here, then I can do something.
Right.
So from that community-based thing, I think that's something that only time helps. You cannot build a community like, okay, let's start.
Right.
That's not going to happen like that.
It takes a while.
So it takes a lot of, and also that then, like, let's say if I'm working every shift we have,
right.
I can have an impact on, you know, certain amount of people. But if I can impact people who are impacting other people, we can make a lot more than just trying to do everything on your own.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that in future, Yokoris is something that can really, you know, make a bigger difference because we have more people who wants to make a bit better future.
Right.
For all of us.
Right.
I think that's like one aspect.
Right.
And also, well, I would hope that we are able to sort of use this sort of moment that we are recognized, you know, in the city, that we are able to make those different kind of partnerships with people and with organization, that we can have even bigger events, bigger things happening. So there is more people who can benefit from our activities.
Right.
So we would have, you know, bigger, more. Not. We don't want to do a Yokoris festival, but we want to have something like.
But we can still do Yokoris festival where it's possible. Why not?
Yeah, but something like that you can really go. That it's you know it's a tradition that they go. Everybody is, you know, waiting. There's something that, you know, summer big Yokoris event, and everybody is waiting for it and asking, okay, when it's gonna happen, and this kind of things. I'm hoping that we will see in the future. That everybody knows I'm gonna be there that week or that weekend because you know that's the place to be amongst the youth and young adults.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
And in addition to that, myself, I would wish in the future that maybe we should have our own facility. You know?
Oh man!
Place.
Okay,
you know, just imagine that we have our own stadium or a field or basketball
where
court
we can have things all year long.
People can go in when they want and they can call like, yo, you come and hang out with us, you know.
Right.
And after everything, we can still hang out together. You know?
How feasible is that, Aksu? How feasible is that? Is it totally impossible? Do you think?
Well, it depends on if we have to build the place, it's not well.
It's a couple of it's a few millions.
Yeah, it's a few millions. So that's not gonna happen with the funding that we're getting now. but you know, I don't know if there's somebody who has a lot of money listening this. We are open for the conversation.
Welcome. Come on.
If you want to build
if you want to build a facility
like community sport hall,
yes,
we can handle the activities. In
yeah,
there,
we just need the hall to be built.
With somebody to build it, but I think that of course then you never know. There might be some schools that the facilities are not needed by the city anymore.
And they give
hey, can you does somebody need? I don't know. If
that would be amazing. That would be amazing
because if you think about the weather can be changing sometimes. And you think, we are outside all of a sudden, then we have to go inside.
We can go in.
They will start making calls like, oh yeah, now where do we go next? And we're just thinking, we have to pay for them. So
in the last couple of years, Ilkeris have been recognized by the city with awards here and there. How important are those recognition for you, Rafael? What do you think? Are those? I mean, in what we do, of course, I don't know if the recognition is especially important, but how do you feel, when we get those recognition? We've been awarded, being the best whatever for the year, but a social worker, activity of the year.
Well, to be honest, my life has been a competition.
I like that you're being honest about that.
Yeah, my life is like that. So even though I try to hide it, like I don't tell people like, no, I always want to win.
Yes, I like that you've been honest about it.
And in my days of my playing or as a career as a professional, I like to win to become a champion. And people knows me for that. And when you come to this aspect of social work, how do you win the heart of the people? How do you win the community? How do you win the place where you are?
By the recognition.
So achieving those things are one of the things that makes me smile every day.
Wow.
And then, it tells that, okay, the winning aspect of my life is not even ending.
Even though the football part is ending.
We just keep going forward. Yes.
Yeah.
So I know that the future is full of a lot of opportunities and Ilkeris cannot promise. And I also, like I always said to Axel, like, I cannot really promise, that this is my last job.
Right.
But I will always pray and wish that I will make a great impact, that people will be always welcome and remember Ilkeris.
Right. Axel, do you feel the same way? How important are those recognitions? But I like that because I know this is how it really feels, and I like that you're being honest about that. But how do you feel about like those recognition and the trophies? Do they signify something for you or for Ilkeris in general? What's your feeling about that? Are they important? Would it be great to get those recognition maybe this year, maybe year every now and then, or would it maybe not make any difference in your opinion? What do you think?
Well, I think there are, two aspects.
Right.
That, of course, when we get that kind of a prize, we get a lot more visibility and recognition in bigger picture.
Yes.
And that can bring new opportunities for us when we get that.
Right.
But I think that from my personal point of view is like, well, there is a lot of people who does youth work for their, whole working career and they don't win anything ever.
Right.
The recognition is a chocolate box in Christmas.
That they get
or something like that.
Right.
So sort of this path with you guys have been sort of that we know that we are really making a difference. We are doing something that is good for the people and we are able to sort of follow those dreams we have that we want to really be important for the people who come to our activities.
Right.
And then we get the recognition. So of course it feels like, also a personal prize because I'm sort of in charge of the whole thing.
Right.
And we've been able to do. So then I really know that, okay, I've been doing something that makes a difference.
Right.
And I've been able to find the right people to do it with me.
Right.
Because then we have been able to do.
Right.
So there, of course, it feels really good to win. Get. I think it's because
fulfilling.
Because often I think that in sort of in society,
right,
if youth work is not done. You have a lot of problems going around.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
But if you do that work well, nothing is happening.
That's true.
So it's sort of nobody sees it when it works.
Yeah. It's
So then they don't remember to recognize it
because they can't see.
because they don't. Those problems are gone in a way.
Yes. That's true.
But if you have people fighting in the
Yeah,
city,
then they
that's something that you read from the tomorrow's newspaper.
That's true. That's true.
But if nothing happens,
Then
nobody will write about it.
That's a great point. That's a great point because then the negativity, is highlighted more in a way. Well, personally, what I enjoy the most is actually wearing my suit when we've been nominated. Because I know we're gonna take a lot of pictures, and I get to do a lot of photo ops from those gala dinners. The last one was really beautiful. I think it was nice that we got that recognition because I think that actually it sparked a difference. Maybe being an insider who works there, I can feel it in a way. But now to the final question, we're gonna do both. You're going to give me your years. We started this in 2019, 2020?
2020.
2020. So we're in 2024. I want you to give me your best years in order. Did you get it? Your best years with Yoko is in order. Like, okay, 2023 is my best, most favorite, then 2021, 20... Let's start with you, Raf. Your best years in order from 2020 to 2024.
Well, because I would say the social work is something new for me. So I just keep learning and keep growing in it. And I think that working with AXO, I'm learning constantly and how the thing is done. So I would just keep saying they just go in order.
The same order that
they just go in the same order. So every year I end up learning and improving my skills.
Right.
So the job itself is improving everything that I need to know.
True. I agree with that, but I have my own theory. What do you think, Axel? What would be? I mean, you can give reasons, of course, if you feel different.
For me, this is really easy question.
Okay, answer. Let's hear it.
Because 2020, first summer, for me was the best, and the reason is that.
Thank you for saying that. I wonder why Ralph didn't think about that.
This is, but my I want to say why, because 2020, I think I did almost all the events we had.
Right.
So I was able to meet all the people who is coming into our activities. I was meeting, everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
And now we are getting bigger. So now my job is also more about how do I support the staff.
Yeah,
that they can do the job.
Right.
So now I'm not seeing, all the people, all the happy faces, having fun with them.
Right.
Around, all the places. Of course, I try to be there as much as possible, but sort of the happiness that
comes with
Yökoris.
Yes.
I'm not there anymore always.
We are the ones enjoying that now.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't move. I'm still there. I'm still on the road. So
2020 was a great year. That was an eye-opening year. But I think 2021 was very, very significant because with the challenge of COVID that we had.
After that, yeah.
It was amazing to see how we were able to pull through that period and we still kept the whole thing going. I remember we would shoot some videos online and try to push and people were still, and then when we came out of the whole COVID situation, it was as if nothing ever changed. So I think all in all, we can say these last 4 years have been really, really amazing, to be able to be a part of the project and also to be able to talk to you guys today to hear some of your feelings, how the whole thing started and where we are today. Also feels good and feels fulfilling. Any last words, Raf, before we close out? You want to say something to our people?
I want to say that just one word: the best is still yet to come.
The best is yet to come. You heard it from the horse's mouth himself. Ralph says the best is yet to come. So if you are a part of our Yökoris community, we urge you, we indulge you to, keep, come, not just you, bring people along. Let's make the change together. You heard from Axel earlier. He said, he would hope that we get to a point where our adults are able to actually start, organizing these activities themselves, bringing people together, not just us, but then that gets the community to be bigger and better. Any last words from you, Aksu? What you want to say to our people? They hardly hear from you. So maybe this might be a great opportunity to hear how you feel about the whole thing and, what are you feeling like at the moment?
Well, I think my only message in a way to our guys is that just, when you come to our activities, remember to have fun. And think about others. Come there with a positive vibe and, spread kindness.
Right.
Because that's all about it. It's not about football or basketball.
The sport itself.
It's all about that you can have a happy place in your life, that you can sort of forget your troubles everything. Just be there, have fun, enjoy the whole thing that is going on. That's the only way to make it work. Of course, if you want to be grumpy towards us.
Okay, we the staff can actually take all the grumpiness. But
so please come and talk if you have any trouble. We will try to help you. But enjoy and spread happiness to others.
Right. You heard it from him. Come there with a positive mindset, positive attitude. Come enjoy the vibe. Yoko is always a vibe. There's good music, even though I don't like Raf's DJing ability.
I love the old school.
But when you get there, if you don't like his music, send me a message or tell me that, hey, Raf is not playing my kind of music. He will change it. But most importantly, come there, be open, have fun with people. Come forget your troubles for a moment, and just enjoy the vibe. We always bring the vibe. And in closing, I've been really blessed to be a part of this project. It's something that I really, really enjoy from the depth of my soul. And the reason I enjoy it so much is because sometimes people don't see the difference. They don't see, the change that we make. But being someone that actually talks to the people on a regular basis, when we meet, somebody could just come and you like, hey, how's your day? And then they just start opening up and telling you how bad their school went or their job went. And then you kind of give them one or two words. That's, that for me is a joyful moment. That's where I get my happiness from. So guys, whatever it is, we are one, we're a community. Wherever you're from, whatever you do, wherever you are, it's open for you. Come enjoy. Yokoris Olu, you can find them on all social media platforms. Am I saying it correctly, Aksu, Raf?
Yep.
So Yokoris Olu, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Aksu? Yeah, but our Instagram is very active, so you can get all the information from there. Thank you very much, Aksu, for coming to EJ's podcast. Thank you very much, Rafu. I appreciate you guys. Even though you're my co-workers, you still decided and agreed to come today. Aksu was just, where's the camera? Okay, let me look at that one. Axel told me not to ask the hard questions, right? No, but I'm just kidding. But really, thank you guys, for coming. EJ's podcast, we're here. Please like, follow, share, and hopefully we bring more interesting conversations your way. We'll be talking to people who are breaking grounds. This is our first episode, and we decided to talk to one of the biggest projects that has been doing great things in the city of Oulu. Thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget, like, push, subscribe, share, whatever the case may be. EJ's podcast, and we are EJ's podcast. Let's go. Yo, EJ's podcast in the building. This episode is sponsored by Oskari Yarvelin. If you want to start your own podcast, you can now get your first 2 episodes 50% off. Use the promo code EJ's podcast. What promo code? EJ's podcast. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. All you got to do is use the promo code EJ's podcast and you get 50% off. Link will be in the description. Click, 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 click. There you go.